Hello, happy flipping Saturday. I'm Ben, this is my category of your sub, and today we are going to be looking at the Pagani Designs Rainbow Daytona. So today I'm wearing the all black Cassie Oak GA 2100. I got this a couple of days ago actually. They restocked in the UK, which has been absolutely fantastic. I've been after one of these for a while. Didn't really want to pay over retail, so I'm really glad this is come in. We will have a full review on it and an unboxing, all that sort of stuff that we've done. So yeah, check that out. Okay, so back to the Rainbow Daytona. This was a bit of a jokey kind of purchase that I had. This isn't really what I'd normally buy, if I'm honest. It was a bit of a joke. It was a bit of a sort of a oh, wouldn't it be funny kind of thing. Me and my girlfriend were talking about, and I think she was very much like, don't buy it, please don't buy it. It's a ride, and I actually really like it, and I think she does as well. And it's had a lot of wrist time actually, which is very surprised me. So we'll get into the unboxing, and then we'll go on into the full review of this bad boy. Okay, so here we have the box for the Pagani Designs Rainbow Daytona. We open the sleeve, we get this lovely sort of golden script with their logo. Absolutely no points for originality there, but with a watch like this, you don't really care. No one buys it for originality. So first thing we're greeted with is a nice little thank you card, and your sort of international, I guess, the warranty. I don't think you'll ever need that, but and then a little silica gel. I was quite impressed actually with the little sort of cleaning cloth. I thought it was a really nice touch. Just says Pagani Designs. Again, nothing really special. And then we get to the main thing. You can kind of just see it there, which is absolutely fantastic. So if we struggle to take off this little bit of foam, and there we have it. So this is the Pagani Designs PD1644. As you can see, I've already sort of sized it to my wrist. We'll just pop this down here for now. So here we have it, the rather pretty Pagani Designs PD1644. I mean, it's a Rainbow Daytona. Let's not beat around the bush here. We've got screw down crown and screw down pushers, along with a screw down case back, giving it 100 meters of water resistance, which is really lovely. The chronograph pushers activate the Seiko Mecha Quartz chronograph movement, which is really lovely. You have a 24-hour dial, your seconds and your minute sub dial. It's really nice having the date actually. I'm not a huge fan of the date position here, but on here it sort of works. It's quite a good grab and go watch, so it's one of those watches that really sort of works in that scenario. The pushes are nice and smooth. The chronograph flies back perfectly every time. I've not really had an issue with any of that. So the bracelet itself is a really lovely stainless steel, sort of, you've got polished center links and brushed outer links with high polish on the back. I probably could have done with some gloves because it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but sort of this is what it's going to be like in real life. It's going to be a bit fingerprinty. It happens to everything. It's not the end of the world. The actual finishing on the case is pretty good. You've sort of got it's full high polish, so there's no sort of brushing and polish contrast, which would have been maybe nice. The clasp is a really nice solid clasp actually. It's just a fold over, but I have to say it's far better than what you'd get, especially for the same money, from Seiko or Bulova or anyone like that, at, well, even multiple times the price. So it's really solid. There is some form of micro adjustment. I have no idea how to get that, as it's kind of hard to get a spring bar tool in there / impossible. I'm sure there is a way, but yeah, overall it's a fantastic looking watch. Okay, so some positives and some negatives about the watch. As you can probably tell from the unboxing and the review, I'm a massive fan of this watch now. I'm definitely been converted. It's not something I ever thought I would buy, let alone enjoy as much as I have. And there's a few big reasons for that. Firstly, it's pretty inexpensive. The kind of, as I mentioned, it was sort of 65 quid. With that shipped as well from China. It didn't take very long. It took a couple of weeks. And the quality that you get for that price as well, as I mentioned, sapphire crystal. It's a Seiko movement at the end of the day, so you know it's going to be reliable. They're built like a tank, to be honest. I've not been in a situation where I thought, oh, this might this might let me down or fail. Yeah, I have absolutely no complaints from the quality or the finishing at all. And actually it flies surprisingly under the radar. Sort of wearing it out and about, it's not, you don't sort of feel, it doesn't feel really gaudy and out there, as even though it does have a sort of full gradiated bezel of, I mean, it probably isn't sapphires, but sapphires. And I think that comes down to the actual crystals aren't super bright and super in your face. They're a little bit more subdued and a little bit sort of, not darker, but they're just not super in your face, which is really nice. But they do get a really nice gleam outside, as you saw in the sort of outside video clip. That, yeah, it goes under the radar pretty well. And my sort of favourite thing about it is it's just a bit of fun, and it's sort of a quirky little thing, and it's a good conversation starter, and it's, yeah, kind of all of those things together really make a pretty solid package in my opinion. Of course, there are some negatives about the watch. There are some things I would have liked, but maybe didn't quite come from this watch. Obviously, the sort of blatantly obvious thing about it is there is absolutely nothing original about the design. It purely wants to be a Rainbow Daytona. But, you know, it's not... They haven't gone, I don't think they've gone too far with the design, with the kind of the homaging of the Daytona. They haven't added the sort of diamonds on the lugs or diamonds on the dial, or sort of gone far too far. It is quite sort of subdued, as I sort of mentioned. It's quite hard to match with other straps. I thought it would be quite easy to match with other straps. Obviously with a bezel of the rainbow and all the different colours, I sort of thought it would look quite good on most straps. It looks it's pretty fairly decent on sort of leather straps. I haven't really had too much of a chance to put it on sort of a nice leather. But things like NATOs and colourful straps, which is kind of more what I go for normally. Yeah, it was quite hard. I think there was just a bit too much of a clash with some of them. But again, I'd probably keep it on the bracelet, to be honest. It's such a solid feeling bracelet that... and it just matches the whole look. So, more significant sort of negative point I have about it is that as much as it is a fantastic Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, they do a skeleton version with an automatic movement. Now, I would have liked to have had the automatic in the non-skeletonized version. I'm not really a skeletonized watch kind of guy. I know some people are. They're pretty cool. It's just not really my sort of thing, but it sort of feels like for no extra cost they could have just put the same automatic movement that's in the skeletonized version into this version. So that's a bit of a swing and a miss for me, but it's still overall, it's still a great package. Cool, so that's been my review of the Pagani Designs Rainbow Daytona. As you can see, I have a very colourful palette of tattoos that all sort of reflect my childhood, and there's loads of colour on my arm, so I think it goes really well actually. And it fits superbly on my 7-inch wrist as well, which is absolutely perfect. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.